are never alone. You are never alone. Just reach into your heart and Allah is always there. You are never alone. You are never alone. Through sorrow and through grief, through happiness and peace, you are never alone.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Family Issues. This is a new episode, and today we are in our way to the marriage, in the steps of the cycle of the life of the family. And today we are developing a new step in this shining, warm trip or picnic, let us call it like this, to build a family. So today we are checking a new station where in between a relation that is planned to be, or the choice, the step of this choice, which we were discussing maybe in the previous two episodes, and in our way to the formal marriage and to have a well-established family. So, of course, you guess this episode is going to be about proposal, how to propose, or to make engagement, this very sensitive and sentimental occasion. It's a very romantic one. So therefore it's very important. Therefore you find me having this lovely doll, because I think this stage is full of pink dreams, full of gifts, full of hearts, full of beautiful words, maybe flattering, maybe checking, everyone is checking the other, and therefore it's a very critical and risky stage, because are we wearing masks in front of each other? Are we making marketing? Everyone is marketing for himself. Does anyone deceive the other? Do we have to test to put our partners or wife-to-be or husband-to-be, our fiancé, into tests in order to see if he is nervous, he is having strange or bizarre ideas, and so? Therefore, this episode is going mainly to be speaking about this. Let me first give you, or to remind you with our telephone numbers, 002 02 38 35 248 and 249. Again, 002 02 38 35 248 or 249. Actually, as we used to say every time, our program is for building a good family, a strong family, an ideal one. It's a warm program. This Family Affairs or Family Issues program is to hear your questions and to answer your interrogations about very important issues in family bonding and in relations between people, and how the dynamics goes here or there between every family member, the parent, the husband, the son, the sib, and so on. Let me, from this episode, start a new trend or a new habit. I want these episodes not to be just including or just checking this topic, main topic. No, we have also to mix it with other items related to the family, because issues and topics are very much to be spoken about. Let me, for example, first tell you about some issue that, by the way, happened in, the revolution that has been in Egypt in the January the 22nd. What's astonishing is that some couples had their own marriages during the revolution, and it was very, very tackling or very sensitive to everyone during this very critical time to see couples, brides and grooms are having this incident or this, event in the Tahrir Square, the square where revolution mainly was there. So this was very romantic. I think it's a new idea, but I can't advise you to do this because not all the time revolutions are going on. Another point I want to tell you that nowadays I'm having a positive feedback from this program. I used to make courses about management of new families, management of a successful marriage. What are the points or how to choose and how to proceed? These courses are nowadays maybe are having some sort of good marketing really in the university. In one of the universities in Cairo where I work, it's having good fame. Also, let me speak something about colors. Colors are having a very important thing, a position in our lives. And as we are speaking about marriage and proposal, of course, comes to our memories the red color. Actually, I think, and in all religions, and specifically in Islam, and by the way, I'm not a religious man, but I'm not speaking by religion, but I know that Prophet Muhammad was a very romantic person, and he used to make surprises for his wives, Sayyidah Aisha, and so on. And he was very famous that he is caring so much about his partner, about his wife, Sayyidah Aisha, and Sayyidah Khadija, and his wives. And this reminds, as I say, us with the idea of gifts. Gifts, even if they were not that worthy, but if they came in a surprise, this is very good. And this is really, I think, from Islam, to make your wife and consequently your children happy. So let us consider this episode, and with our meeting with one of our dear friends, young man, Dr. Ahmed Zaki. He's a young dentist, and he is in the step. He is in this step right now. He is proposing, or actually he proposed. I'll ask him about this. He's already, I think, engaged, and we are going to discuss with him these issues, and by the way, see what are the secret recipes for a successful engagement in order to be the process just pre-marriage, a successful wedding as we plan. Are there any ethics or basics for such an event? Do you advise something? This is all what we are going to speak in this episode about. So for gentlemen, I think, and ladies, I don't think that there is something, we cannot say that there is a right answer or a wrong answer for how to find your perfect match, for example, because this is a spiritual item. This is something that God interferes in. God, as in many of the hadiths I've heard from Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, talked about that God makes or couples the matching, the homogeneous spirits together, and maybe separates those who are heterogeneous or not matching together or not having the chemistry together. So I think this very memorable occasion deserves not only one episode, but maybe more than this. To define engagement, I think engagement is, to my mind, it's the first formal or pre-formal step in a serious path to making a family. Someone thinks that some other one is very suitable for him, matching to him in a way or another, and he feels, as we've said, if you remember in the last episode, we made a comparison between love and friendship. We said that both of them are having so many things that are in common, like enjoying to have someone with you, to accept him, to respect him, to tell him your ideas frankly without any covers, and so on. But we have said that also love is characterized by things that are very unique to love, like for example, what we call the passion group, where fascination, you are fascinated, not just admiring the one you are sitting with. You are fascinated with him. You forget yourself, you forget your time. All your time management is a failure when you sit with him, because you are sitting with him and you feel so many great feelings towards him. You think he's gorgeous, he's beautiful, in spite of not being so, maybe. Exclusively this person. And you may feel some sort of a sexual desire either. This is different from friendship. So anyway, therefore, we have to define that this is a very serious and very important relation. It has to be an event. It has to be planned for very well, and we shouldn't take it lightly. We shouldn't consider it a trivial thing. No, it's a very important thing. And we are not every day or every other day having proposals. It's not a hobby. If you are a serious person, if you are seeking your happiness and the joy in your life, someone who comes with you to go with you in the path, you have to choose him very correctly. Those who were having failures in such an event, it's their rights, because if you continued in these formal steps with a wrong person and just making gifts and red colors around you and flowers and rings and things like this, these may mask a very bad thing and may mask a failure that is inevitable to happen because there is a mismatch. This is away from stories where people were loving each other and unfortunately for a reason or another it ended also in a failure. By the way, when we described the idea of rings, they said that the Egyptians were the first to speak about the ring and to put it in the left fourth finger, because it's the veins are going to the heart from this, or the arteries and veins are going from and to the heart from this part. This is nice and it's romantic, of course, but anyway, the idea is, of course, far more deep than just putting a ring or taking it out from the finger. Some people complained that they are not satisfied from their other fiancés or their wife-to-be or husband-to-be, and I advise those people to be very careful. It's very dangerous. It's very risky to connect with someone because you are embarrassed, because you think that now we had some formal steps, and but however I'm embarrassed because I cannot put an end to this. This is very dangerous. So anyway, let us continue our program, but after the break we'll go to the next segment. Thank you.
You are never alone. You are never alone.
You have questions that bother you. What about issues of concern to you? Would you like to share things on your mind with us? Are you interested in solutions based on an Islamic perspective? Please join me live in Meet Your Advisor every Friday at 9 p.m. Mecca time, here on Huda TV.
Allah is beautiful and He loves beauty. So is it logical to say all plastic surgeries are lawful in Islam to bring or to regain beauty? It is very misleading questions. Need a very accurate and firm answers. Let us set up the rules and principles to cover all plastic surgeries in Islamic law. How Islam does legalize niqab or veil factor in our modern life? Is it fair to suggest that it is more cultural than it is Islamic? I would rather to answer these questions by just suggesting very shocking fact about niqab. Are you ready for that? How Islam does legalize polygamy, when Islam always says that respect natural instinct and natural feelings, and knowing that not a single woman does accept anyone to share her in her kingdom. All what you have said is true. But is there any difference between your natural instinct and your natural desires? Or maybe between your interest or what you wish to have? Or maybe your interest and other interest? Is it true that anything came after the Prophet ﷺ regarding this deen to be considered as a bid'ah, innovation? Is neither this nor that? It seems very well complicated and confusing to many Muslims, especially when it comes to the saying of the Prophet ﷺ, وَكُلَّ مُحْدَثَةٍ بِدْعَةٍ, and Sayyidina Umar saying, نِعْمَةُ الْبِدْعَةُ هَذِهِ. Let us set up the very comprehensive definition of bid'ah according to Islamic law.
Learn Arabic.
As everyone knows, today Arabic is considered as very important, very significant language. How can we produce the sound, the state of voicing, place of articulation, and manner of articulation? So in Arabic, the words which are written are pronounced.
We will learn how to write and pronounce Arabic letters correctly in depth. Explanation via board and presentation with many other important factors.
And we have today more than 300 million people speak Arabic language. Not only in the Middle East, but you can find a lot of people speak Arabic language in Asia, Europe, North America, and in South America.
What are you waiting for? Grab your notebook and pencil and stay tuned for Learn Arabic at Huda TV.
You are never alone. You are never alone.
Welcome back to Family Issues. This episode is about proposal. Proposal and engagement, consequently, if the other partner agreed. So it's going to be formally, the event is engagement. First, let me just give you again the telephones of the program. You can call us on 002-02-3835-248 or 249. Let me first welcome my dear friend, Dr. Ahmed Zaki. Dr. Ahmed is a dentist, let us say a freshman a dentist. You're newly graduated?
No, I graduated 5 years ago.
5 years ago? Yeah. It's not, I thought that you're
I look
younger than this. Anyway, congratulations, of course. And let me, by the way, before we start talking about proposal and this art in the family, by the way, is there anything new about dentistry or
dentistry? These days it's more about aesthetics and cosmetics, more than disease-oriented. People are demanding aesthetic things, things good-looking, bleaching.
Yeah. This is, by the way, easy for anyone. I was speaking to a dentist who said, you can buy something from the pharmacy, you can go to a dentist. This is completely different.
No, it's completely different.
Yeah.
That you should seek professional help for anything. Yeah. You should ask the dentist if he recommends something from the pharmacy, so be it. But he should recommend it. No, don't go buy it by yourself.
That's what I was going to say. If I go by myself to this is not right. This may harm me. Maybe
it's a good thing, but maybe it's not right for you. Maybe you have another problem that needs another answer.
Yeah. That's very nice. Okay, let's get into our topic of the episode. That's proposal. You should have proposed, of course.
Yes, I did.
And I understood from the ring now that you're engaged. So again, we say congratulations, and hopefully it ends in a very successful and caring marriage. Tell me, Dr. Ahmed, how was the event? How you started proposal? Was it an idea in your mind, or you chose someone you want, or it was a saloon or classic?
First of all, I'd like to say hi to my fiancée who's watching right now.
That's very nice. That's very nice.
And my family and all my friends.
Very romantic. Really very romantic. I hope any guest does this every time, because this means a very romantic future, inshallah.
See, first of all, I didn't put it in my mind to propose, but but it's like it's coincidence.
It's like fate or
yeah,
something.
it's fate. When I saw first my friend, she was a patient in
Really?
at the clinic. Yes, and I saw her. I thought she'd be a good wife.
Your partner,
yes,
yes,
yeah, a good
yes.
partner. And it's just chemistry. It happened, and when we got to know each other, we just.
You believe, by the way, in the idea of two halves, that two halves meet together, they say?
I believe in choice.
In choice?
Yes, she chose me and I chose her, and we like tested each other and knew each other, and there's one thing you just said at the beginning, that be yourself. Don't
Yes,
pretend to be
yes.
someone else.
Don't wear masks.
Yeah, don't wear mask, because the mask will soon come off after you
Yes.
get married,
Yes.
and it will end up somewhere else, divorce or anything.
You know, about the way the idea of the two halves, because I heard someone who was explaining a Quran verse that says the same thing. It says in English that from the miracles of God, that He creates from your spirits another one who is completely matching to you and become من آياته أن خلق لكم ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها. Okay. Are you at first ready for this event? You know what's mean by marriage and wedding, and
I knew recently.
you understood the problem.
I didn't understand before.
Financially wise, psychologically wise.
It's a big. It's a responsibility. I believe that living, you should be ready from everything, psychologically and financially, and you shouldn't think about young people. They rush into things without even thinking about how to afford, if they can afford family.
They say God will help us.
Yes.
What's your opinion about this? I don't have any money.
But God said تتوكلوا ولا تتوكلوا.
Yes.
You should plan. Like my father-in-law once he told me, hope for the best and plan for the worst.
Yes, that's
you should hope proverb. That everything will go well, but you should plan for everything, and should have plan A and plan B and plan C, and see if any plan doesn't work, you should go on with the other plan.
The alternative one, yes.
But don't just leave it like that and with your life.
That's good, because I think every one of us should not go on the ground spontaneously, haphazardly, without any plan.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. By the way, you mentioned your father-in-law. Is it important to think about the relatives of the fiancé I'm connecting with? Is it important, her mother, her father, her brothers or sisters?
I guess it's important if they have an effect on her.
Yeah.
Like for some people, for example, if the parents are divorced, it's not a bad thing for the daughter, or it's.
Yeah.
But some people, unfortunately, they think that if the parents are divorced, then the daughter isn't good, or or she.
I don't think in this.
Some people do.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yes.
Why you connect the error or mistake of someone?
Exactly. Some people are good, no matter how bad their parents are.
Yeah.
You should think about, but if their parents, they have an effect on their daughters.
Yeah.
You should think about this thing.
So you are going to conclude this from the speech together, from the conversation, or from by time?
By time.
Yes,
by time.
Okay.
And both parents, they have to get along with each other too.
Yeah. Both parents.
Both parents, my parents and her parents. Which
say if they were contradicting, unfortunately, but you are matching. What's going to be the story?
They have to find some
channels.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay. The criteria. Did you Ahmed? Did you put a sort of criteria for yourself to choose, or it's 100% a fate idea?
So, I believe the fate is the first meeting.
Yeah.
When you see each other, but then you get to know each other, and you know their manners and how they think, and what's their personality, and step by step you get to know each other, and either you believe that you made the right choice, or you change your mind and you say that it's not gonna work out, and you should put an end of it, or you should face the other anyone who should face their fiancés, if anything that doesn't like you don't like in her personality.
Yeah.
If she's gonna change, it's okay. And also the girl.
Both of us are going to sacrifice some things.
Yes,
in order
if
to
they are willing to sacrifice, then they can go on with their lives. But if they are not willing, then you should end it as soon as they.
I see that this is not only during proposing or during engagement. Sometimes during marriage itself, I find this idea of sacrificing stops just when marriage starts. No one wants to sacrifice. These are my habits. My mother raised me in this way. What's your opinion about this? And are you going to be in this way or not?
Yeah, I believe marriage is sharing. You should share.
Sharing, yes, that's a good.
You should share everything. If you're not willing to share, then don't go on with your marriage. Because if someone is stubborn and the other keeps agreeing to what they say, eventually he'll just say, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you find, by the way, any negatives in the Eastern grooms or the Eastern man in his relation, in your point of view? I'm meeting Ahmed because Ahmed, to my mind, is a good example. Dr. Ahmed is a good example to young people to match and to imitate. So what's your opinion about the Eastern, and let us differentiate this from Islamic habits? Eastern man.
I don't like stereotyping. I don't like to say that Egyptian men, they're like
generalization.
Yes. I don't like to generalize. Everyone has his personality, and
that's fair.
But it's like the majority. Maybe they say Eastern men, they are jealous. They don't like their wives.
You're not jealous?
I'm jealous, but not like crazy jealous.
Yes.
They're not. So some people, if their wife talk to a man, it's like it's a crime.
Yeah, jealousy is a normal feeling.
It's a normal feeling, but when it crosses the limit, it's not normal anymore. It's abnormal.
In this case, what's going to be your reaction if you? I don't want to put a limit for your points, but I feel that you are wise enough, of course. But if you see or if you hear that, you are impulsive in your reactions, or you think before you act.
Everyone should think before acting. Even Rasulullah, he said he should. If you don't act while you're mad, you should wait and think, and then act. And the first thing, it's trust. You should trust. If you don't trust someone, then you shouldn't even work with him.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. If you don't trust someone, don't talk to him.
Yeah, and the crisis when children come, and still we are speaking in a matter of trust.
It's a problem with children. They are the victims of every wrong decision that has been taken.
Yeah. Well, what about the period of engagement and proposal? They say it's a period of testing. You put your other partner in tests, and she puts you. Do you believe in this?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Isn't it necessary?
It's
the engagement come by itself.
The testing, like I said, just be yourself, and you'll get to know each other. It's not a test.
Yeah.
It's like a rehearsal. You rehearse the marriage. You see how it's gonna be. You face problems. You see how you're gonna face them.
Yeah.
How you're gonna deal with them, and then you take the decision of either going on with the marriage or you're going the other way.
Okay. Let me have this call from Mona, Egypt. Assalamu alaikum, Mona.
Alaikum assalam.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
At your service. Family issues with you.
Thank you. I have someone already proposed to me.
Yeah.
I like him very much. There is a chemistry between us. But there is a small problem. I don't know if it is small or not. His mother wanted him always to marry her cousin's daughter. Am I going to have any problems after this or after marriage because of this?
So you are afraid that your husband-to-be maybe...
He'll try to do anything for me because he didn't want this marriage from the beginning.
You feel he loves you, or you don't feel this?
No, I feel he loves me.
You trust him?
What?
You trust him? You trust him?
Yes, I trust him.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something, Mona, that is, of course, that's what I was saying in the first segment that you have to be very careful in your choice, because maybe if, as you have said, and it's very common, and this is the question I'm going to raise to Dr. Ahmed now, that so many young men cannot differentiate between caring about their mothers and because caring about mother and obeying her orders is to a great extent very good, but there is a very thin space between this and between including the whole family to be part of the mother's kingdom. So I don't, of course you have to test for this because it's very dangerous. If this man was from this type, I think this is going to be cruel for you. You are going to be harmed. Ahmed, you heard the
Yes,
telephone
I heard
call.
it.
Let me tell you, of course I respect everyone who cares about his mother. I think this is a religious issue before anything. And I think our mothers have gave us so many things precious. However, your opinion, do you think that if your mother, for example, told you, Ahmed, treat your wife in this way, and she gives you instructions, what's your opinion?
I think it's a problem with the parents themselves, because they have to know that there is a limit to intruding in their sons and daughters' lives.
Yeah.
They don't have to if we go to them to ask for a solution for some problems, then okay, but they don't intrude in their lives, because no matter what, only the one who owns the problem, he knows the solution for it.
Okay, the situation you've heard now. If you were in this situation and your mother, someone wanted you, or a comparison is being raised between your wife, inshallah, and between another one, Ahmed, or your fiancé and another one. So, is it as you say, it's my own issue, or you are going to consult?
If you're sure of your decision, you have to work things out with your mother, because it's at the end you're gonna marry this girl. It's not your mother that's gonna marry her.
Yeah.
That's why you should work out with your mother. You should tell her that okay, she's a good girl, but I need to marry this. I love this girl, because any marriage that's not based on full 100% sure of certain, you shouldn't go on with it. I believe this, because.
But let me not say it 100%, because it's.
No, I believe it's
100%. This absolute number is not maybe in feelings, people feelings. There's nothing 100%. Don't tell me.
But because I believe that getting married, you shouldn't say I'll get married and see if it works out. No,
it's not a matter of trial, of course.
Yeah, exactly. But some people they do it.
But it's very dangerous, as I say.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. You by yourself, your nature, you are romantic, or you are?
I'm not totally romantic.
In other words,
practical.
You are practical.
Practical
because you're a doctor, you're a dentist.
I don't know. It's my personality.
Your personality.
Yes.
What about the
gifts? It's not a romantic thing. It's another thing.
It's another thing.
Yeah.
Okay. You are a practical person, so you are going to have, or you already should have, given gifts?
Many.
Okay, we'll see this idea of gifts, but after the break we'll come back. See you.
You are never alone. You are never alone.
Why righteous companions? It is Islam that given us the sense of dignity. I love all of them in a way that you cannot imagine. That Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu would say something and the Quran would come down matching what he said. والسابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والأنصار والذين اتبعوهم بإحسان رضي الله عنهم ورضوا عنه. Just compare what you did for Islam with just one of them.
programs can be watched in the English section of the in-flight entertainment directory on board all Saudi airline flights, domestic and international. Sit back, relax and enjoy watching Hoda's entertaining and enlightening shows on your trip. Hoda wishes you a safe and successful journey. Hoda, a light in every home. Islam Unveiled.
Who is God? Who is the Lord of Muslims? Whom do Muslims worship? And the fifth pillar of Islam was to perform pilgrimage to the ancient house of God, which was built by the angels first, then reconstructed by Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, which is located in the most holy city on earth, that is Mecca. So we believe in those books as they have been mentioned exactly in the Quran. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, have been receiving the Quran on intervals, segments by segments, chapters by chapters, parts by parts. It took 23 years for the Quran to complete its revelation. You claim that the Quran is not the word of God. How could you convince me that there is only one version?
Dr. Muhammad Salah will cover issues related to Muslim worship, creed, books, and much more. So stay tuned for Islam Unveiled.
You are never alone. You are never alone.
Welcome back to Family Issues. We are speaking about proposing, engagement, the preparatory steps to the biggest event in the life of a person, that's marriage and the wedding. So let me, before continuing this segment, tell you our telephones and our email. Our telephone is 002 0238 248 and 249, ready to answer your questions. And the email is familyissues@hoda.tv. Again, Dr. Ahmed, we are speaking about this critical stage of relation between a man and a woman, the future family. By the way, the kids, you are planning to have how many kids? Too much, less?
The average.
The average, what's that? Average?
Two, three.
2, 3. That's
my
wise
fiancée,
enough.
she wants 10.
Okay, that means that there is a good deal of love. God bless you. Didn't your fiancé frustrate you someday, made you angry about something?
No, you know, any relationship there has to be some problems, but the thing is how to work it out after the problem happens.
Yeah.
Because you can't avoid everything. You can't avoid all the problems, but you have to discuss it, to know, to listen to the other,
Yes.
to see why she was mad, why I was mad.
They say that
point.
there is, by the way, something called empathetic or sympathetic listening. You are a good listener, by the way.
Yes, I try to be.
You try to be. You are not nervous.
I
like to be frank. I like you to be frank.
I'm calm, but so at the end, at the verge, I break down.
You break down. You
sometimes
like explosives.
Yes.
Yeah. But you have just been saying about the hadith of Prophet Muhammad, that the one.
Yes, I try to be.
Yeah. Okay, Ahmed, for example, she likes to see a romantic film, and you want to see the night news. Is there going to be a quarrel about the TV programs you are having, or you are going to sacrifice and say, okay, let us see the film?
It's going to be the film.
Yeah, really, that's marvelous. So you are very caring.
Nowadays we just watch politics.
You watch politics?
It's both of us.
Okay, so, but your fiancée, you think that she can, for example, Ahmed wants to read something about dentistry. Is she going to sit and hear with you and she's interested, or she's the personality that gets bored?
No, she's gonna listen, but I'm not gonna let her read with me because it's boring. Anything if we go out with my friends, we're all dentists, and there's one engineer or a physician. I feel it's too boring to talk about something that someone doesn't understand.
I think that your fiancée is very lucky, inshallah, because you are cooperating with her so much. That's inshallah good. Very good. So let me now discuss with you preparatory steps towards marriage. I mean, in other words, they say nowadays that there is what's called the science that's called mind mapping. You are having a plan by days, for example, 6 months before marriage, 4 months, 3 months, 2 weeks, 2 days, 0. So you are putting a plan like this?
Yes, we should put a plan for everything.
Yeah.
But sometimes plans change, but not a dramatic change.
Yeah.
But I've been engaged for 3 years now.
3 years?
Yes, I'm
you're
gonna complete
inshallah.
Inshallah, yes. This summer, inshallah, we're gonna get married.
I'm going to say congratulations, inshallah, very near.
So you have to plan
Yeah.
because there's preparations for marriage and
of course
you should plan for your house.
Let me continue these preparations, but after we answer Zahra from Malaysia. Assalamu alaikum, Zahra.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, sir?
How are you, Zahra? How are you?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. I have 2 questions, sir.
Yeah,
One
please.
is regarding engagement.
Yes, please.
There is a...
Zahra, you are married or engaged? Or?
I am definitely married, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay.
I'm asking because of an issue that just came up amongst my students, whereby the lady wants to keep her engagement a secret.
Yeah.
For fear that if it doesn't work out, no one else is going to ask for her hand in marriage, because Malaysians are very conservative. It's like, once you're engaged, you're off the map. So the girl wants to keep it a secret, and I don't know how this is in the deen, in the eyes of the Quran and Sunnah. The second question is regarding the marriage between 2 completely different families. Like the girl family is alhamdulillah very rich, and the boy family is being tested and a bit below average. So the walima, is it going to be according, because it's on the man's responsibility to do the walima.
Yeah.
So if they do it, it will be very, very simple, and the girl family want it bigger.
Yes.
According to their socio-economic level. So what is our dean's opinion regarding this, sir? Inshallah.
Okay.
If I can get the answer
yeah,
tonight,
of course, it's your service. Yes, I know, exactly. First, thank you very much. Of course, Zahra, firstly, about or regarding the religious issues, I prefer, of course, to shift it to our program Ask Huda. This is the specialist in the religious aspect of the question. But it was a new info to me about that in Malaysia they are very conservative, as she said, in preparatory stages to marriage, like this engagement step, which is I think wise, very wise. And the Prophet Muhammad, of course, said, help yourself by being secretly to a great extent at the beginning. I think this is a very good thing. And about the socio-economic matching between the husband and a wife, of course we know, all of us, that there are things in Islam and in other religions, there are traditions and there are habits and there are things that a man should pay for, like, for example, the walima, the ring, the ceremonies. That's what I'm going to ask Ahmed right now. The clothes of the bride's suit and the tuxedo or the suit of the man and so on. But the point is that due to economic problems or due to economic burdens on maybe the Middle Eastern countries and other countries, families cooperate together in order to help the couple to proceed in this step, which is very wise. If the other part, to my mind, agreed about, for example, paying so-and-so, and the other part didn't refuse, so this is maybe a good sign. And if families cooperate together, this is another good sign. So I thank Zahra for the question and for giving me a point to speak with Ahmed about. That is, Ahmed, what's your opinion in this? For example, Ahmed wants he is loving his wife-to-be, and he is planning, but there are some economic points or burdens on you. And she offered, or her family, or her father, her father offered you a help. Are you going to agree? And did this happen really, or you are refusing this principle?
It's like an agreement. It's not like you should do this. Some people it's of course traditions and the traditions even here in Egypt it's different. If you look at every governorate in Cairo, it's different than Alexandria. It's different everywhere. So it's after all it's an agreement. If both families and parents they agree to my fiance and I, if we agree about these issues, that's it. It's not like a manual for getting married.
Yes.
It's not like that.
But if they said, Ahmed, don't give any problem. There is no problem. We are going to give you the apartment. We are going to give you. We are going to be responsible for the costs, for example, of the wedding ceremonies and these things. It's not a problem.
No, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
You'll try to do your best.
Yeah.
But if your best if your best is not good enough.
Okay. By the way, do you believe in socio-economic matching, to answer Zahra's question, and to matching a rich man, a very rich man, and a very poor woman, or a very poor woman, a very rich woman? Is this mismatch a problem?
I believe in the personality. If they love each other and they know how they know the truth about themselves, it's not a problem at all.
But let me tell you, I of course I agree about this, but to my mind, to be in the safe side, one of the elements is to I don't like
good matching.
Yes, extremes are shaking. I mean, to be balanced, to have a balanced marriage, I think it's better not to. And I think in Islam and Easterners originally think that a man should be originally, but this practically may be not saved. To be responsible, just to have the wife with her, as they say, with her clothes, and.
Yes, but nowadays, before it was different. Than now it's difficult. Some people they don't have enough money for.
But you're not the person that's going to tell your
No, of course not. I believe that if you can't afford to get married, you shouldn't.
Okay, you're going, for example, to tell the family of your fiancé, I have a 1-roomed or 2-roomed apartment, and we are having a kitchenette and one dining table, small one, and you have to accept this as a starter.
Yes, of course. Is
there a problem in this?
No, there's no problem at all. They should accept it if that's it. If my fiancée she really wants me, not wants the apartment, so she should accept.
Okay, if your fiancée, there is something called ambition index, that if I see nowadays young ladies, one of the very important things that they are searching in their husbands is to have someone who is ambitious, who is having, as you have said, plan A, B, C.
Yes, it's important.
You are having a plan,
yes,
to some degree.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
I have some plans.
That's good. And again, by the way, we are speaking about plans. You said you are going, inshallah, to have the wedding
in next summer. Yes.
Next
summer. In July, maybe.
Yeah. You are believing in the idea of the honeymoon.
Yes, of course. You should. Yes. We planned for some things, but if it's all about circumstances. If it's possible, then
inshallah,
nothing like the past few weeks.
Yeah. Okay. The last question before we go is, if you are going to raise your children, you are going to be, or your friends, you are going to be pushy. I mean, you're going to tell them you have to marry this one, and these are the criteria you have to choose through, or you are going to leave them freely, mobile, to.
Of course, it's their choice after all.
As a father to be.
But I have to be sure first that they can make the right decision.
Yeah.
I'm going to advise them, but I'm not going to push them for something.
Yeah. You were trained to to have your own decision? Your parents trained you for this?
Yes, thank God.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
That's good. Thank you, Dr. Ahmed, very much.
Thank you.
And let me, to close this episode, say some tiny infos. After the summarization of this episode, we said that we have to prepare, we have to plan, we have to put plan A, plan B, and so on, in order to have alternatives. If one of them failed, we have to go on the other one. And we have to pay a great attention to the choice before we put our legs or our feet in a moving carpet, because it's very important. About foods, you remember last episode I spoke about foods. They always say good things about chocolate, and there are some couples who they say chocoholic, because they eat chocolate. Chocolate in the adults gives euphoria. This is a good sensation for the couples and for those who are paying good times together. Anyway, maybe the time is very short, but remind you with the gifts, with the chocolates, with the happiness, with the joy. I hope Ahmed live a good life, inshallah. And it was very nice to meet you, and I think it's time to go. So just tell you one thing before we close. The next episode most probably is going to be the next step between the engagement and the marriage. They call it the kitab. And by the way, I'm ready to receive all your emails on our email, which is family issues at huda.tv. Thank you very much, and see you next week. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
You are never alone. You are never alone. Through sorrow and through grief, through happiness and peace, you are never alone. So now, as you long for your past, prepare for your future, but knowing nothing's gonna last. You see, this life is but a road, a straight and narrow path to our final abode. So travel well, O Muslim, and paradise will be your home. And always remember that you are never alone.